So here's how I made up my mind, right? I said to myself, and I said to Daryl subsequently, and the diamond guy that was there that night, you know, I said, look, here's my goal. My goal is I want what represents where we're going, not where we are now. And just take a second to think about that, because I had this vision of where we were going, the life we were going to live, the life we were going to build. And I didn't want to see, and not that there's anything wrong with this, but I didn't want to see like this little tiny, what I could have bought at that time was just a speck, in good quality diamond and not just some junk. Like it was a speck. And it wasn't even as thick as the band. Like I felt this, no, I can't do that, because that will lock me into the world I'm in now. And that's as strong as I felt so strongly about that. I was going to sell blood, whatever I had to make the money that I needed.
Yes. I was just going to say, you weren't like, there wasn't an ego. Well,
Mm-mm.
An ego attached to the size of the ring in that moment. It was
It was a vision.
A vision. Yeah. A vision.
Yeah. No, honestly, there was no ego. It wasn't like, man, I got to get this sick ring, big, so Mary can show it off. Like I didn't care about any of that shit. All I cared about was her and I. And when we looked at that ring represented where we're going. I did not want it to represent the valley we were in and where were in that time. Why are my glasses so crooked? Anyway, we'll talk about ADD on the next podcast. So, I said to Daryl, let's go for it. And Daryl was like, that's not a smart move. And I said, let me tell you why it's smart. And I told him the valley and peak story. And I said, I want this ring to represent where we're going, not where we are. And when I see this ring, I need to see where I need to get back to, because not for ego or for the money, but because that's where I'm designed to be. And I didn't want her to feel like this is it and this guy won't reach or stretch for me. This guy won't push for me. And I thought about what it was like, if I were her dad, thinking about this, her other sisters have successful husbands. And, I wanted to make sure that if I ever had a daughter one day, I wanted her to find somebody that would push themselves too. And so that's how I ended up pulling the trigger. And Daryl said to me, are you sure? And I said, yeah, because at the very end of the day, if it doesn't work or if I can't figure it out, I'll pawn it, I'll sell it, and I'll recoup some of the money. And if it works, then it worked. And that vision exercise that I did that day, actually for a couple of weeks, I kept thinking about this. Is this a good idea? Is this smart? Frankly, really what I did was I bet on me and I bet on us.
Yep.
And I think there's one of your first lessons right there is even when the chips were against us, and I think everybody says that, and we were walking to school 2 ways uphill, whatever, like everything was stacked up against us. As much fear and anxiety, and you'll hear about our business build and the fear and anxiety that I felt and Meredith felt, even with that, if the level of fear and anxiety was at 98, my level of confidence in us was at a 99 or a 98.5. It's just a little bit over the amount of fear and insecurity and pain we were feeling. And so that day when I bought that ring, I didn't buy a big ass diamond ring for my wife to show it off. I bought a bet on us. And that warms my heart.